Hey, ladies, just a quick little podcast here because I want to talk about protein. Okay, so there is this whole movement that protein is the be all and the end all to all of your questions around body and life. So, yes, protein is important. Okay, but there is a basic rule and it can be broken: 1 gram per pound of lean body weight. What does that mean? If you're holding an extra 50 or 100 pounds, we're not feeding the fat, we are feeding the lean body. So if you know approximately what your body fat is, if it's like, say, 30% and you're at 180 pounds, so you take 30% off of 180 pounds, and it's probably around 150 pounds lean. So you've got 150 grams of protein you get in a day. Now, having said that, it is not necessary to always hit that number, okay? Because there is this whole focus on, and I see this in groups on social media, where somebody asks a question and the answer is always protein. It's always protein. How do I gain muscle? Eat more protein. Well, first of all, how do they know how much protein they're eating? Maybe they need to do a check-in. I don't have energy. Eat more protein. Protein doesn't give you energy. I have cravings. Eat more protein. It can help with cravings, but maybe they're eating enough protein. I'm getting a divorce. What should I do? Eat more protein. Just kidding. But protein seems to be the be all and the end all. And so it is a tool, it is a macronutrient, but it is not the magic that people think. Now, are women getting enough protein? They're definitely learning in this day and age. I would say 20 years ago, no, it was drastically low because women didn't want to eat meat. They had a little bit of yogurt. I know one client that said, I put milk in my coffee. Isn't that enough? Or I have half a cup of yogurt at lunch. No, and it was also the California salad days, as we called it, where everybody was eating salad. And they needed to have chicken or steak or something on their salad. We have gotten a lot wiser and a lot more aware of the value of protein. And protein builds bone, guys. I mean, some estimates say our bone is 50% protein, others say it's 80% protein, whatever. Our bones are protein. And as aging women, we need protein. I did a whole YouTube video in this podcast in my YouTube channel on osteoporosis, guys. And you need to watch that. It is super, super important. So, protein, what I call it, it is the magic bullet. But what I'm saying is there is a lot of people that still get strong and lean, and they can build in the gym. They can do their athletics really well with lower protein. And so there's also vegetarians that I know that have been competing successfully as vegetarians. There are vegans that are competing successfully as vegans. What we do have to keep in mind is a lot of those people were not vegans or vegetarians since birth. And so there is research that says they built that body with animal protein. And when you switch afterwards, it's okay because you've got 20 or 30 years of building the body. The research isn't there, guys. We just don't know. But in my experience, I know very few people who have been vegan their whole life. And I know very few people that have been vegetarian. And there is research that we need the 20 amino acids to help to support healthy metabolism, healthy hormonal function, healthy biochemistry, and to support bone and muscle. So my adage is 1 gram per pound of lean body weight, and move it from there and just put it throughout your meals. It used to be that we had to be careful of how many grams in a meal. No, you don't. There really is no stop point to protein. I know some women that are eating 200, 250 grams of protein a day. Other women, I'm eating about 100 to 120. The smaller you are, the less you can eat in general. Small people don't get to eat as many calories, but also our protein needs aren't as much because we have less real estate. Let's put it that way. But women who are small boned, like myself, we're also at serious risk of osteo because we have smaller bones, guys. So everything needs to be fed. But this whole focus on the answer to everything, the first go to is protein. Well, that's fine, but there's other things we need to look at as well. What's your hydration like? What is your sleep like? Are you eating processed food? Or are you strictly or mainly whole foods. I would be on a 90-10 diet of whole foods. People say 80-20, but 80-20 usually slips into like 70-30 or even 60-40. So if you're aiming for 90% whole food, and just having a little bit of 10% with a piece of bread or some pasta, then you're doing really super well. So spread your protein out throughout the day as well. There's another movement that you need to recognize. And again, the science isn't really there. I'm personally not a fan of it. And that's the OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, OMAD, 1 meal a day. And some people are doing that as well. I see a lot of people who do not live a life like that, but they're bringing it on because it's a fad, or because one woman I know who's a coach, she was simply tired of trying to hear everything that was people were saying about we got to eat this, eat that, do this, do that. These are the percentages of macronutrients, and she was just getting a head full of stuff. And she was like, I need to keep it simple. So she eats 1 meal a day. Now she's got a great physique. She is very athletic, but she didn't live 1 meal a day for the last 35 years. Is there a difference? We don't know. We haven't researched that yet. But for me, 1 meal a day, number one, I wouldn't hit my protein and I wouldn't hit my carbs or my fats. And I do like hitting them. I'm averaging, I don't count, I don't weigh. I'm intuitive eating because I've done this for a long time and I know what to do. And that's where I bring my women to. I want them to eat intuitively, but you must learn the rules first, and then it becomes intuitive, and then it's pretty easy. But I love my food, guys. I want to have dinner with my family. I want to go out to a pub night and have maybe a beer and some dip or something. So I don't want to do 1 meal a day. And the way I see it is some people eat 1 meal a day, but then the other days are kind of scattered and all over the place. That's not being an OMAD. It really is whatever you're doing is consistent. So if you're in keto, you're in keto. If you're OMAD, you're on OMAD. If you're paleo, you're in paleo. And people that play with their food, as I call it, those are the hardest to coach. And those are the ones that usually don't see their results or can't sustain them because the body loves consistency. I say this over and over again. It is boring. It loves consistency. It does not like change all the time because it's your survival mechanism and it wants to be able to depend on what's coming because it intuitively knows, guys. Research has long shown that if you have your leg day, for example, circulated every fourth or fifth day or once a week, whenever it is, with consistency, your body knows. They actually can see the nerves in the legs firing, activating because they are sensing today is the day. So the body has its own wisdom, guys, and we keep thinking that we have to usurp it or control it or tell it what to do. Body's telling us what to do, guys. And the the longer we're in this game, the more we need to listen because age is not just a number. Age matters for sure. So back to protein, get your protein in. Yes, it helps to crave hunger. It helps to lower sugar cravings as well. And I eat 3 to 4 times a day. And I'm probably about, I don't know, 25 to 35 grams in a meal. Again, I don't sit there and manage it and weigh it all out because we eat food, we don't eat numbers. And I don't want to get into that obsessiveness. I went into it when I was competing because you really have to, because competition is pretty intense and you are OCD when you're going into competition. But women living as lifestyle athletes or just living an active life, we don't need to do that. We need to free up this space in here and not think about food and formulas and measurements and all that stuff and just live easy so that we can live our beautiful life out there. We don't need more stuff in our brains, guys. So 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight. Animal sources are still best. You can still get it in other sources. This is not a discussion to talk about non-animal forms. Just look at your protein value and look at the biological value of it. It ranges from about 60 to 85 or 86, which is what meat is. And 60 is the grains, and that's the lower one. So it's really important that you start educating yourself around protein and what it means. And if you don't hit your goals, that's okay too. Honestly, guys, if you're only eating 50 or 80, oh, hello, my doggy's here. If you're only eating 50 or 80 grams a day, don't sweat it, man. Don't sweat it. Have a day where you have more. Eat the whole steak instead of just half. It's okay. Life is not meant to be complicated or controlled. And I have lived both lives where I have lived on average protein. And of course, going into show, I ate more protein. And it was in the exercise and the hydration and the sleep and lifestyle and mindset and meditation. All that stuff adds up, guys. And that is it is like a 5 or 6 sided wheel, and protein's a big part of it. But don't get caught up in everything is answered by protein. Okay, train, eat, sleep, hydrate, and manage your mindset. Okay, you guys, you want to say bye, Ozzy? No? Okay, ciao, guys. Bye.